Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have Doug from hard rock band Huxley.
Hey, how's it going?
I just wanted to dig into some of your history. How did you get into music? What age did you start?
I started pretty young. It was through like choirs. It was through different experiences like that. The biggest thing I think that really made me into the rock music that I'm in now is there was a local dance studio called Dancing that I used to go to do like piano and vocals, and I actually joined like it was almost like a school rock type scenario, and we did some like different songs and covers, and we would play in that band. And a guy by the name of Gene Makovsky was kind of the director of it, and he kind of really is the main one that really got me into this and really got me going for all this stuff.
Can you tell me some of your musical influences?
Sure. So for me, I think there's two big ones. The number one I think is Coheed and Cambria. I absolutely love Coheed and Cambria. I think Claudio Sanchez is just the absolute man, and anything they do is gold to me. And then the other one, just vocal wise, is Rob Thomas from Xbox 20. I just love his voice. I just, if I could ever have a voice like him, uh, that would be the coolest thing. He's got just an amazing set of pipes there.
Yeah, just the way he phrases some of the songs, like off that first album, how he phrases stuff and stuff. That sounded so good.
Yeah, he just has a knack for like really hitting the lyrics correctly in a way that like hits you right and goes with the music. Um, and I could be totally wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure like Santana, when he was trying to do Smooth, he was like he's really big in like working with kind of popular artists at the time. And I remember him like going out and specifically being like, "No, get me that guy. I want to work with him." And that's how Smooth kind of came about because he just has that skill that people recognize. It's just talent.
Can you tell me how the band formed?
Sure, it formed right before COVID, honestly. So Mike and I were in a band called Endless Sacrifice. We have been in that band for almost 10 years, and it was metalcore, and we liked what we were doing, but it just wasn't right. It just didn't feel right anymore. We didn't feel like we were kind of making the music that we liked or making the music that we felt the most comfortable making. So we decided to switch over to hard rock, and we picked up our bassist Matt, and then through a couple band member changes, it brought us Bill and Chris, and that's essentially the formation of how it is today.
Did you, like, put out, like, ads, or were you looking for specific people when you were putting together the band?
No, we actually got pretty lucky. We because we were in Endless Sacrifice for so long. We were pretty lucky in just like knowing such talented musicians. I know I've said this like a couple times on like different interviews and stuff like that, but like I feel very lucky because I'm in a band with four of the most talented musicians I have ever played with, and that was just from finding them and through different bands that they played in and knowing what we were doing and them wanting to be involved and us having an opening and just kind of all fit together perfectly and perfect storm.
How did you come up with the band name?
So it's funny because I had this interview and like it's an interview that we're gonna post and the guy had asked me that question and I was like, yeah, you know, it's really not a great story. It's just literally where we were practicing the street name and it just kind of it fit, you know, like we're just like, oh, we really like this. And then our drummer at the time was a very well-read kind of guy, and so he was like, oh, Aldous Huxley is an author, and I really like him. So it just kind of worked. But the guy I was interviewing with was like, you need to make up like a better story, just like come out with something fun and interesting. And then I just have yet to come up with that story yet.
The name's good. I like the name, you know?
Yeah, it just worked. It's so cool. Like the X, we're really about the X and stuff like that. And I just need to think of something more interesting with it.
Where are you guys based out of? What city?
South Jersey, so somewhere we say Williamstown or Millville, just somewhere in that South Jersey area, which puts us kind of perfectly between AC and Philadelphia.
I wanted to get into a couple of your songs. You had "Haint Me" come out September 2021, and it got like an old school 3 Days Grace vibe to it. And there's a line in there. It says, "Do everything you can to tear me down, push me right to the edge." And it seems like, you know, people push you right to the edge. They know your triggers and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, it's a little bit about that. I mean, being a vocalist and being in music in general is never easy. You know, you're always under scrutiny. You know, especially you know being a vocalist and frontman. Like people are that's the first thing people want to hear, right? It's the first thing people interact with, and so like that song is really about like kind of just us growing up in the music scene and trying to become what we are today. And just being like, you know what, all the people that hated us, all the you know the quote unquote haters or the people who didn't think that we could do it. You know, this was kind of a you know a big fu to them. You know, it's like it doesn't matter. You know, say whatever you want, take me to the edge. Like I'm still going to prevail because you know this is what I was made for.
Always at my throat, getting under my skin. You can try to alienate me, but you will never win. I will never bow down, kneel for a king. You can't control my life, I'm no puppet on a string. Do everything you can to tear me down, push me right to the edge.
You have another song called "Second Chances." It came out April 2022, and there's a line in the song where it says, "You breathe in, I breathe out, and you scream and I shout." It seems sometimes like when it gets to that point, nothing changes and nothing gets resolved. It's time to like move on from there.
Yeah, and we felt it was really necessary to have a song like that, right? Like there's so many songs about getting back together or you know working things out, but sometimes like it doesn't work out, right? Like sometimes people are just shitty, and like you know, so like this song was really important for us to just be like, you know, it's kind of tongue in cheek saying second chances, right? It's about like not giving those people a chance, right? Like that breathe in, breathe out kind of scenario is specifically you know, like that preamble to that fight, you know, like, you know, you're just, you know, huffing and puffing and like, here it goes, you know, like, and that line specifically was like, you know, we wanted to get into that chorus where it's like this preamble and then we come right in with like, no more, I'm done feeling, you know, it's like, you know, like that's that fight, right? Or that chorus should be that fight, that ending fight.
Breathe in and breathe out and you scream and I shout. No more time feeling so cold. The fire has faded out. No time for second chances. We can cut the cord or go down together. This life is fleeting. These are running out
You guys just released Flesh and Bone May 2022, and it seems like the character is torn between the life they lead and the life that they want. Am I right on that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely. Certainly in like all aspects of life and definitely in music, right? Like every good comes with a bad, right? Like if you go on tour, you're away from your family forever, right? If you work in construction, you beat your body up, right? Like any sort of job has its negatives, right? And even even in music, which a lot of people aspire to be musicians, it does come with negatives, and this song is just kind of about that, right? That struggle of being a human being in the end of it all, right? Like there's always ups and downs. There's always struggles, and it's partially about prevailing, but it's partially about sometimes you fail too, and all those things are okay. That's a part of life's kind of big mystery, I guess. Right? Is like knowing that like sometimes you can do everything you can and sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't, right? Like if you watch the music video, right, like the fighter guy, right, that I'm playing, he takes down two of the three combatants, right? And it's not until the last one does he not win, but like there's wins along the way, right? You felt like maybe he would make it out, right, in this crazy scenario, and unfortunately he doesn't. But you know it's hard when you write a song like that too, because you don't want to put a depressing message out. You don't want to tell people like, life's bad and you're never gonna make it. Like because it's not that. It's just sometimes there's not a win. And this is just kind of giving you that feeling. And I'm sorry if you hear the scratching. My dogs are going crazy outside. I have a husky, so she's very if she doesn't get her way, there's temper tantrums that happen.
I noticed in your videos, you're not always serious. You have like you guys have fun and stuff, and like the Harry Styles song and the costume party song and stuff like that. Could you tell me a little bit about those?
Yeah, honestly, like those music videos were some of the most fun that we've ever had. I mean, we have like such an awesome group of friends and fans that when we reach out to them, they always come out to support. So, Watermelon Sugar, we watched Harry Styles video and we're like, wow, that's aggressively sexual, and so we are like, well, how can we do this our style? And we're like, let's get all our guy friends and let's just go have fun at the beach and like be quirky, and then yeah, Evil was like so special. That was the first house that I ever owned, and we literally invited our friends over and we're like, we're gonna do a one take, and it wound up being the hottest day of the year. And all I bought for everybody was like hot coffee and donuts, and they were like, great, like it's 1,000,000 degrees, you don't even have water, and so and we did it. It was like two times through. We did it once. We kind of walked through it, and then we did it again. It worked out great. Trevor Jennings did both of those. Big shout out to him. Very talented music video guy, and it was just such a lot of fun.
So, did you just tell everybody come over and wear a costume, bring a costume with you, and
Yeah, essentially, we were like, all right, we're gonna do a house party kind of theme. So come over, and then we'll explain to you what is gonna happen. And it's funny, my friend Bruce, who wore the Patriots jersey in there, which go Eagles. I have to say that just because he wore it. Um, but he came over and he was wearing that, and somewhere along the lines of us explaining kind of what we were going to do, he was like, can we maybe hear the song? And I was like, oh yeah, you guys haven't heard the song yet. And so like we had to take a couple minutes to like show him the song. We are like, and then at this point of the song, we'll be here. But everybody was super receptive, super ready to go, and they came to perform and they nailed it.
what do you guys got planned for the rest of 2022?
So as of now, our rest of 2022 is always shaking up. Our big thing is our goal is to continue to release music. We're hoping to have something out August, September time, and then every 2 to 3 months after each release, depending on if we do a full music video or if we just do a lyric video. All those things kind of change, and then also if we get more shows in the process. July will probably wind up being more of a studio month, just to get all that material together. And then we have a couple festivals that we're finalizing details on in August. But after that, we hope the fire keeps burning behind us, and we can pick up a couple of cool shows and tours in the winter.
You guys just played a show recently last week. How did that go over?
It went over really well. We played with the band Lit, who, if you don't know, did my own worst enemy, and like just a blast from the past. First off, they are the group of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Not a single one of them was not incredibly thankful for just us being there and opening up, and just generally nice guys. My wife and I announced that we're having a baby girl at that show. Yeah. And they came up to us at the end. They're like, "Congratulations! I'm so happy for you guys." It's just great dudes. But the show went really well. The crowd was super receptive. It was a little weird because it's like a seated venue, so getting people like up and moving. But there. I just posted a picture on my Instagram that I'd like to talk about for a second, of just like our photographer got me kind of looking at this girl who I knew was like the first time that she'd seen us. And I love seeing new faces in the crowd. I love interacting with them, and getting to talk to her afterwards, and her saying, "Oh my God, I'm a huge fan now. Like, I'm so excited about this." Like, that's 100% like what I want to do, and what we're all about is those kind of experiences.
How can we get a hold of you guys? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter?
Yeah, all those are going to be good options. The best way to get to those things is through our link tree. So if you never had a link tree account before, it's linktr.ee/Huxley Band. So linktree slash Huxley Band is exactly where to get, and that'll bring you to all of our socials. It'll bring you all to our videos, our tickets to upcoming shows. So if you ever want to know anything Huxley, that's where to go.
Mm. That's all the questions I have. Thanks for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I mean that's about it. We're going to be playing Dobbs this Saturday, legendary Dobbs on South Street. Um, that should be a lot of fun. A couple great bands on that bill there, and then after that, uh, who knows? We'll see. But no, that's that. Thank you so much for having me.
Promises I made